you're in hell. You're in that holding cell. And the Word of God said death and hell that would give back up to this judgment, and you would come and stand before the judge of the universe. Who's going to be at the great white throne judgment? The judge, Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, the Almighty One, the righteous one, the redeeming one, the one who knows all, and this great judge of the universe. You will be brought before him. You won't be brought before your mom. You won't be brought before your dad. You won't be brought before your preacher. You won't be brought before the person beside of you. You'll be brought in front of the judge of all judges, the judge of the universe, the Son of the living God. But what's going to happen? There's going to be a judge, but then there'll be a judgment that occurs. Who will be at this judgment? Who will be at this place? Unbelievers, God deniers, those that reject the Son of God, those that say no to the blood of Christ, those that trample under their feet the blood of the crucified one, those that say I've got plenty of time, those that say I don't need religion, man, I don't need God, I don't need the Lord, I don't need his blood, I don't need his sacrifice. Then there will be those that will be at this judgment, and they will stand at the judge and in front of the judge, and they will stand at this great judgment. When you think about the judge and you think about who will be judged, the unbelievers, then who will be present at this judgment? According to the Word of God, there will be the jury that will be there. Who's the jury? The church of the living God. And the church of the living God, just as you walk into a courtroom, just as that judge is standing there, and to the right of that judge, in that jury box, you have those of your peers that are there to listen to your case, and there to come up with an agreement, and there to come up with some kind of order in your circumstance, and there to bring that recommendation to the judge. Well, what's going to happen at this great judgment called the great white throne? Us that are saved by the grace of God will be as the jury in the great host of God, and we'll see loved ones come before this judge. We'll see sons come before this judge. We'll see daughters come before this judge. We'll see loved ones and friends and acquaintances come before this judge, and we'll have to watch as he looks at them and he goes through the books, and he begins to open the books. He begins to look in the books, and they say, well, I know our name is there. I know I was there. I went to church, and I was baptized, and I've done a catechism, and I went through the rosary. I've done all of those things. I know I've got to be there. Check it again, check it again, check it again. But he opens that book and declares that final judgment, and there's going to be a word that's going to be said. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, for I never knew you. Here's the church. Here's a mom. Here's a dad. Here's a brother. Here's a sister. Here's an aunt. Here's an uncle. We're in the jury. Here comes sons and daughters and moms and dads and grandmothers and grandfathers as they stand before this great judge of the universe, and they played games at the foot of the cross, and they didn't believe the truth. They didn't believe time would run out. They didn't believe eternity would come. They didn't believe in the blood. They didn't believe in the sacrifice of the Lamb. They didn't believe that there was an effectual door open unto you right now. They didn't believe. They said, man, I've got plenty of time. And here the jury's going to watch as that pronouncement of judgment will be carried out, and that loved one will be cast into outer darkness, into the lake of fire. The great white throne judgment occurs, and all of the unbelievers, all of those that's rejected and said no to Christ, will be brought up out of death and hell, and will be brought in front of that judge. And you can say whatever you want to say, but the judge has the eternal record. And as he declares you guilty, and he declares your sentence, and he looks and says, depart from me, Ye workers of iniquity, I never knew you. And those angels bind you hand and foot and cast you into outer darkness. Tumbling, falling, literally wanting to die, but you can't. Literally wanting to burn up, but you can't. Literally wanting to dissipate, but you can't. And you're facing the hand of the judgment of God. Separation from everything that's good. Separation from a holy God. Separation from those that loved you. Separation from a way out. And there, the hounds of hell will come by and say, you remember that night under that tent when I was speaking to you and I just wooed you. Don't listen to that preacher. Don't listen to that preacher. He's crazy. Don't listen to that preacher. And he begin to distract your heart and begin to distract your mind and begin to play games with your head and tell you you've got plenty of time. And then you found out just a little while later you were going down the road and had some terrible accident and literally your life was taken from you. And now you're standing at this judgment. And you'll look around and say, oh God, God, give me another chance. God, give me another chance. God, give me another chance. And they'll bind you hand and foot. And they'll take you and cast you into outer darkness, into the lake of fire, where there your sentence will be brought to pass. And there you will spend all eternity.